Am I just merging into existence? Oh, I was in a pool of water. Wait, isn't that where we started? Drowned in a lake? Well, drowned in a river, actually. Endless. There is nothing. Water? No. This is an esoteric substance. Philosophy. That's the stuff between the spheres, right? Substance found naturally in the beyond. Due to the nature of the existence, it is difficult to investigate. However, scarce arcanist records suggest it's a type of chemical glue holding realms together. It's acting as a bridge between the realms. Yeah, something to do with spelljammers and traveling between realms. We're whole. That's a good start, but shaken. What did Master do? This is... Your scarf crawls back into itself and does not say any more. You must begin. Seek what you are meant to find. Jaws Crossroads. Also, I can't... I should have maybe had the torch out. I have no spells. Snell! Get here! I guess we pick a direction and head towards it. Get here! That's as zoomed out as we can be. Let's do until we... Shit! Shit, 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 shit! This was a terrible idea. That's my dexterity talking. Where's my intelligence? It's very dark in here. Oh, 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 oh. Just avoid. This sucks. Ah, no. We're seeing elements. Alright. There is stuff here. Yeah, deep and unnerving. Stomach churns with primal dread. Staring beyond leaves your mind. Apart from the sliver of light beyond the esoteric surface. Fascinating, terrifying, unprecedented. Your genius brought you here, this place of pure esotericism. We're going to conquer it, are we? This is not the moment to contemplate. This is when you act. Oh. No. Not again. I'm sliding. I had a charisma fail. You are completely alone. I'm having an existential crisis, apparently. Where's our little buddy? I'm seeing stars appear on the horizon. Where's Jaw? This was his crossroads after all. Blinded by the strange lights above, your eyes adjust. You peer onwards. In the darkness, you see a pillar of light. Something beckons you forth. Alright, well, we're going to talk to this chappie here. Would this be Jaw, or is this just going to be a peculiar investigation? Cobbler. It's a strength-based thing. We can probably at least get something. Right? Let's get something going on. Strong stuff. Bucket. Where's the mighty bucket? Also. That. We're no longer rolling with advantage, though, on the Behold checks, because I got rid of it because of my Imperial Dream. What was our strong stuff? Strength and Charisma, that's... Strength 2, yeah, okay. That's Constitution, that's not helping. That's strong? That's strong. One of these magazines is strength, isn't it? Yes. Constitution... Strength... I don't think we have a... Right. 22. That's got to be good for something, right? Oh, we get 2. Human Earthfolk, a cobbler. There's sadness in his voice. The type born from years of watching your children go astray. Right, well, this is going to be Jaw, isn't it? He's a level 20 cleric. Well, I'm surprised I was able to get anything out of him then. Right, well, if that's the case, we're going to have a meek. We're going to have that, because it's advantage with Earthfolk. I'm going to have my spellbook, the helmet we've been using quite a bit. That one. Lose the strength, get the dex, just in case it kicks off. No. Let's... Oh, I forgot those actually would have been really good for strength. Never mind. You know what? Let's just max out the intelligence. Commit to the bit. Where's the helmet that gives me some intelligence? That one? That one. And spell ring. There you go. 24. Alright. Let's have a word with him. Oh. Hello. The old man works at the counter, tiny hammer in hand, boot in the other. Hello. The Dovahkiin helmet, yep. It gives you a glance and a polite nod. Then he keeps working, still focused on a strap of the boot. You're a shoe repairer. The old man lets out a short laugh. Let me ask you something. Do you believe yourself to be naturally funny, or is it an effort? I'm trying really hard. So hard. He nods and chuckles to himself. I am a shoe repairer, yes, a cobbler. What are you doing here? Work, mainly. Is it fun? Honestly, yes. I enjoy it quite a bit. As long as there are feet on the ground, there are shoes for tending. That's what my father always said. Why is he talking about his dad? Were you close with your father? The old man looks at you, adjusting his glasses. It's a difficult question, but a good one. Grabs a tang to rip some leather off the sole. I think the best thing I can tell you is another saying that my dear old father. We're nothing but the worst parts of our parents, with a splash of random ego. With a smirk, the old man then leans in and says, he read too many books. So what are you working on? A Legionnaire's boot, not the enchanted kind. That would fall apart that wouldn't fall apart this easily. It needs to be a sole replacement. New studs and hobnails. You know much about boots? I wear them. Looks down at your feet. Earthguard standard. What else? Points to the hammer at you and says, you know those? They wanted to send you out in nailbacks originally. Nailbacks, can you imagine? A soul replacement, you say? Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking as well, Fears. Blisters, blisters, blisters. Such a shoe enthusiast. The old man shakes his head and clicks his tongue. Thank Till for the soft striders. Interesting. The old man speaks of an old god. Yes, from beyond the journey west. The journey west. Wait, is this the Monkey King? When our people's homeland in the old Dimner was destroyed by the Arcanists, we left the old gods behind. Oh wait, that's my strength saying that, not the old man. Only a Viking would invoke them. Where exactly are you from? Yes, I was wondering whether he's going to get a personalized card from the king for hitting 100. Like, instead of the auto pen job that like anybody else gets, it feels like he should at least have a personalized message, right? Not from money, nor greatness or any kind. If I had to extract some source, one point of origin for myself, that would be just a small, unfortunate city on the coast. Grab some fresh nails from a bucket under the workbench. I was born to do this, he says. And hammers one of them into the bottom of the boot. Good, fair, decent service. This village you lived in, did you vote? Keeps working and doesn't answer your question for quite a while. Then he mutters, there's no perfect choice, is there? And you could vote for me. I'll be the God King Wizard if you ever get out there. It's a very big responsibility you place on your shoulders. I'm the only one who can do it. Confidence is important. Just remember, doubt as well. So who exactly are you? Nut, son of Toka. He's just taking a toke, is he? I mean, nut? Spelled like that. There is Scandinavian derivations of it, but there's also, like, Nut was an Egyptian god as well. A good name. Keeps working on the boot. It is time to inquire. I was waiting for somebody with a D's nuts. I was waiting for it. Why are you in the beyond, Nut? Oh, I died. I've been here for years. Okay. Everything here is not so material. You included if you stay too long. Holds up the boot, looking at its bottom, with the eyes closed, one eye closed. It's a tunnel. A right-going way heading straight outside. I've been left behind but for a bit longer then, though. Just a bit longer. So that's why it's so ominous. Lets out a coarse laugh. Have a way with words. The old man places down his boot and hammer, gently as if placing his own child upon the bench. Ragnar, cleric. He is not evil, nor are his hands clean. I cannot speak with him myself, sadly, so I ask of you, please, please, handle it with heart and grace. He is here, the one you're looking for. Rumbling of terror beyond. Handle what? The one you're looking for. Go to him, before it's too late. The old man points to his left. His furrowed brow speaks of decades of heavy, heavy responsibility. Ignore this ghost. Thank you. To his left. He's looking that way, so his left is over here somewhere. That's a big pile of skulls? Wait a second. Not quite apples. The idea of apples. Oh, okay. So fair enough. False image of the memory. I don't think it's this way. He definitely said to his left. He was facing that direction. So I went left. Let's have a look if there's anything else around. Just some broken buildings. Our footsteps are echoing in the void here. You were burnt. Oh, it's Gorm! Greetings, brother. Bows before you. Well, we've solved the missing paladin. Name is Gorm Skaldman, loyal servant of Earth. Need your help. You see him, the writhing corruption upon his arm causes him to shake. Lord Gorm, touched by the void. So that is how it is. Need help? Do. Paladin performs a perfectly executed fist on chest salute. As he does, you notice a long sword sheathed at his hip. A flame tongue. The great swords of Norvik passed from paladin to paladin. Such a legendary blade. It would serve as an excellent symbol of your rule. The state has fallen, brother, he says, and lets out a cackling cough. In my grief and anger, I have made some egregious choices. Choices? Are you talking about the tea shop? Among others, yes. Broken Man lifts his helm, revealing his rugged face covered in layers of sweat and ash. Gods, he says, pressing his not-so-ruined hand upon his brow. I should never have come to this. There's sorrow in his eyes, meeting your gaze. How many years have you served? I guess we've served 5. Then you know well the particulars of the Earthguard politics. Exum was struck by a feeble mind spell over 3 years ago. What? He's hidden away in his palace manor. For all of this time. The Lord Patriarch? Yes, the city is now the headless chicken run by a cabal of magistrates. On a cursed evening 3 years ago, the leader of Norvik was as good as assassinated. They decided to keep it secret. Not sure I read your responses to the Discord message. You did. I did. Hence, your message is included there. So I did get your response. The reasoning was simple. It was for the security of the city. Without Earth, we have no protocol on the transfer of power. None revealed to the public, at least. Have you seen Aixum? I have. I was one of the few to be granted an audience, about a year ago. The Lord Patriarch is lost in his own mind. No restorative magic takes. None we are able to muster, at least. It is a time like these you imagine the small folk cry out for the power of the Arcanists without this mess. Are you sure the Lord Patriarch isn't just old? That's what most people think. That reasoning is why no one questioned his absence. However, Aixum was a shrewd man, and a hale one at that. He would have eventually been taken by age, of course, but not like this. This was sudden and total in eclipsing his mind. Foul magic at work. You just want to feel them all watch. Who knows about this? few. The magistrates, some of the patriarchs, all of them sworn party officials, including me, despite my lower status as a paladin. It's a tightly guarded secret. They are sworn. They cannot speak, even with this evil going on. None of them have told the people? They cannot, nor can I. Why did they keep it a secret? They said it was considered dangerous for him to falter after serving for so long. Better hold up a puppet until the election. Or that is what they decided. It was not in that particular smoky room. Who cast this feeble mind spell? Enemies of the state. They broke into his manor at night, and they got away. The magistrate pointed to cultists. I went looking. I was unable to find any proof of such activities. So why are you telling me this? Why are you here, brother? I believe these two questions have the same answer. What do you mean about the transfer of power being revealed? It was kept hidden. He left a will. Of course he left a will. Yes, he did. Earth's legacy, his instructions. The magistrates and Lord Patriarch were provided with the guidelines for the eventual death of Aexum. And how did you see these guidelines? Found them in Aexum's chamber when I was allowed to visit him. It was as if the old man was guiding me to them, even in his feebled state. What did they say? Grabs his corrupted arm to stop the twitching. And he speaks in a regal tone. Upon the death, or at the behest of his lordship Aexum, a provisional government will be declared. Closes his eyes, reciting the words as if they are scratched on the back of his eyelids. This government shall have 2 years to oversee an electoral process, at the end of which a permanent government chosen by the people shall be enacted. This provisional government shall be headed by 2 individuals which share power and responsibility to provide full suffrage to all citizens of Norvik. The first individual shall be elected by all active clerical patriarchs within 7 days. The second individual shall be elected by all active guild union leaders within 7 days. He opens his eyes. 1 cleric, 1 Asgalist. Asgalist and a cleric? Earth's legacy? If either of the provisional electoral processes fail, the individual will be chosen via random lottery at the end of those 7 days. Random lottery? Is this a jest? Cuffs. The instructions included more details, of course, but this is what Earth wanted from us, brother. This is what Aexum wanted. He was going to step down, retire, to enact the final will of our glorious Lord. So that's why That is why they feeble-minded him. They could not let Earth's will pass. They could not let go of power. That's one hell of an accusation. Those corrupt bastards. Yes, brother. That is what they are. Know this. I read Earth's legacy. His last will over a year ago. Aexum was targeted 3 years ago. Right as the election began taking shape. Think about it. If a cleric and an Asgalist were to be put in charge of the entire electoral process, who would lose? Who would possibly want to avoid such a scenario? Freestriders? The Freestriders. Power behind their Redigian coffers gives you a very tired look. I have worked tirelessly to find the truth in this. I used my privileged access to the archives, party meetings, documents spanning all districts, the ability to investigate all magistrates without alerting anyone to my intent. Turns out the answer was not so hidden. What did you find? All magistrates have deals with the Ascani Reeds Trading Company. Total approximately 85.5 million crowns in the form of public work investment, guild expansions, targeted tariffs, consultancy fees, and illegal sales of Norvikian property, exclusive land licensing bids, key positions within the district bureaucracies, and sometimes even just gifts. The butchering of our beloved city. Says here, greater restoration or heal spell could have helped. Yep. Greater restoration is 7th? Is it 5th or 7th level spell? I can't remember. Heal's 8th, right? Well, man, presumably he's been rolling nat 1s for the last 3 years on those saving throws. Do you have the receipts? They're creating opportunities for foreign investment. A good thing, arguing against him. These monsters. What exactly does this have to do with the tea shop? Some. Barely anything. Anything damning is kept under wraps. What does this have to do with the tea shop? Let's out a tired sigh before once again grabbing his shaking, mutated arm. Yes, I'm getting to that. Brother. Eyes flick to his arm, his face contorting with painful wince. I know well why you are here. I am responsible for the explosion. The elf sheep. Gorm lifts his head. Stern, truthful. Places his hand upon his pommel of the sword. You killed her. You're responsible. I'm here to take you in. I understand. Party of Norvik has been entirely corrupted by crowns and foreign interests, he scoffs to himself. Our city sliced up and auctioned off. Why didn't you speak up? Break your oath. People would believe you. They trust you. So what, you turned to dark magic? I did. Cowardly, perhaps, but, brother, my oath is not one to be broken. I swore my life to the party. But we didn't. We did not swear an oath to the magistrates. We went against him. A life oath? Why? I spoke to the press. If I spread rumours, I so much as mentioned their foul play to a beggar on the side of the road, my body would reject the words as if my soul would reject its vessel. My life forfeit to the whims of this fallen city. His head falls, his shoulders heavy. The burden, the weight of this curse. Nevertheless, a real man would have been able to break it. Lifting his head, his jaw clenched, one hand gripping over the other. I should have been able to. The fact that he's telling you this tells you his soul is already lost to this dominion, to the beyond. But here you are free to speak. Yes, the oath is not broken. I can still feel it, but here Earth does not watch me. Here he does not see what a monster I've become. I wish he never does. What did you do? Lifts his mutated arm, the flayed skin pulsating around a vein like tendrils. I sought out the aberration. We all knew he was there. Everglad was never considered a threat down in his flooded temple. Nor were his warlocks. I did not imagine he would so easily give me everything I needed. What did he give you? Power. Terrible, terrible power. I mean, it's fairly classic. The Paladin Warlock multi-class, to be honest. Many do go down that route. He clenches his mutated fist. A god never dies, brother. They simply fade from our world. That much is clear. When I watched him go, that means with enough power, the correct esoteric rituals, I can return him to a material reality. Takes a decisive step forward. I can bring back our god. A divine resurrection. The nature and rules of walking gods are not strictly defined in any academic circles. Be wary of anything this corrupted paladin tells you. You want to resurrect Earth. His face grows dark. I can bring him back. 1,400 pounds of silver. Branches from branches of 5 trees grown on the soil of his birth. Diamonds carrying a worth of 100,000 crowns as per last material break. And Paladin bites down on it. It's already. I have it all. An overwhelming value, even a higher tier resurrection. For a god, this would be very well be a reasonable material cost. That was what was the fourth thing? What's the spell called? What level is this? Why? When are you casting this? How did you get all the spell components? No, there's a fourth thing. What makes you certain it would even work? A vision, brother. I know this is far-fetched, but here, in this beyond, there are no limits to spellcasting. The rules are different, wider. There is an esoteric freedom. I have seen it in the depths of this place. All this time I've spent here, I know I ask much of you, brother. Ask for your faith. Faith in the spell, and in me. But I swear, Earth is here, somewhere, close. I can feel him watching me, giving me these visions. Don't sound like you know what you're doing. You realize what you sound like, right? Yes, I'm aware. I both look and sound like a raving cultist. He flexes his mutated hand and another wince. And so I have given my body and soul, why not my dignity as well? What is the spell called? Do not care to name it. Does not deserve one. Why this reservation? A spell needs a name. Something is off. He's not telling you. What level is it? Do not know. 10th? 11th? Return of a divine spark. Yes, that would certainly be above 9th. The whole thing with Cassius's folly, wasn't that supposed to be like a 12th level spell? Like apotheosis and turning into a god? When are you casting it? I've been casting it for days, brother. It is near completion. How did you learn of it? Everglad's esoteric connections with the beyond allowed me to make a contact with another of the otherworldly beings. They helped me mold a custom epic tier spell for the sole purpose of resurrecting one specific god. While my appearance may have been tainted by the Far Realm influence, this spell is no foul magic, nor is it in any way influenced by Everglad. This is a divine magic, as it must at its most powerful. How did you get those components? The branches I secured myself by visiting the Cursed Lands. The diamonds and silver secured via Ilum. The elves. The elves paid for your spell? They did, in full. What did they wish in return? Same thing they always wish for. Our erudition. Coughs and winces. The Ilum wishes to stop free striders from getting a foothold in Ascan. They believe the Earthfolk to be weak without them. Easy prey. They are wrong, but I played into their assumptions to them. I was a rogue paladin wanting revenge on my people. One who needed funding to establish a network of dissidents. To a few favors, they gladly provided me with the silver, the diamonds, along with an agent to plant a necklace of fireballs. You brought the necklace. Yes. I signed the paper to get it through customs without inspection. Then it landed in the hands of an elf. Pinya. The warden of Outreach told me she was a traitor. The elf in the tea shop. Yes. He looks out off into the void. The elf did exactly as her masters ordered. She took the necklace from the shipment on Water Lane. Then she made sure the box was stored in a space underneath the temple. The drummer's secret tunnel. Tea shop owner, yes. I visited a few times to make certain it was a good spot. Pinya made sure the crate with the hidden necklace was stored inside. It was supposed to stay there until the election. which point you would remove it so it wouldn't explode, right? We'll let him speak. Paladin twitches as his hand appears to tense up. Let him say whatever he has to say. Everglad whispered in my ear that morning. He told me the elf had set up a meeting with a Free Strider agent. I intervened. I entered the tea shop from the pillar crossing. Past the tunnel. I found her sitting on the booze. She had the necklace of fireballs in her grasp. The elf was planning on selling it to make an escape for herself. I don't blame her, but I could not let her take it. The thought, the possibility, did not cross my mind. I cast Charm Person on her. Thought I had forgotten how elves ignore such effects. All paladins are the same. They never think before they act. She reacted violently, and threatened to blow us both up. Again, I did not blame her for this. Before I figured out what to say, I saw it in her eyes. His gaze no longer focused on the void behind you, now pierces your eyes behind the helm. She'd already made up her mind. Fascism chose the path. I chose the end. How dare I? You're a paladin and you'll always overthink before you act. Words leaving scorched and reanimated lips. They whisper, they beckon, they scream. She. I cast Misty Step, reaching the edge of the room before it hit the ground. She was incinerated instantly. Me, I made it out with seared flesh. Closes his eyes. She did not suffer. What little it is worth. Blue flames, a heat and blast so wild, consciousness is drained from the shock itself. She did not feel the fire, but she felt everything before. She didn't have to do that. She chose to. But why? Why did you need the necklace so much? What were you planning? Paladin looks at you with dead eyes. Your gut sinks. It conjoins and twirls among the eternal waters, words spoken by a gruff man near breaking your resolve. It was the fourth component to the spell. One final sacrifice. Of course. The cost of God's spark. Say, what is the final component, Lord Gorm? It does not meet your gaze, as he says. The true souls of 27 of his believers. What? One soul for each year since his fading, forcibly taken into the beyond. Dear gods. They will be channeled here to this exact corridor upon death, at which point the spell will be cast and Earth will return to the rest of his people. Closes his eyes and mutters a few words to himself. Thus, I am forsaken. A worthy sacrifice for such an almighty such a mighty spell. 27 innocent people? 26. I will be the final sacrifice. You think that makes it okay? No. None of this is okay. You're insane, man. Not yet. Two words are joined in a grim scowl. Need your help, brother. Without the necklace of fireballs, it will be a grim task to collect these souls. Holds out a clenched fist, mutated flesh in a grotesque ball. Will you assist me in resurrecting our god? This is not something you have ever considered. The death of innocents in exchange for the return of your savior? Darkness is in his eyes. Death pulled at his feet. Paladin is doomed. As interesting as seeing an epic tier spell in action would be, do not follow this madman. You have to cast so many spells from...
Crush your enemies.
I mean, yeah, I guess he's channeling some Conan energy. Not gonna lie. You have cast so many spells from a position of naive intrigue, where the forces break your very flesh apart, with nothing to show for it. A spell of this value and power, how do you imagine it would end? Exactly as the caster intended. Do not follow this fool into the demise. Take your time. You've prayed to Earth for all your life, your esoteric might. The one thing in life you've ever had been good at, all due to his channeled power. When you feel that might, when Earth speaks to you through the magic, what does he say? Sacrifice. He asks you to sacrifice everything to give until you have nothing left to give. Till your bones hit the pavement, until you have given everything to safeguard every person in the city, no matter their innocence or sin, to protect your people from those who would wish to harm them. Who do you feel is in need of protection here? I mean, we could try and charm him. This would go very badly. Why can't I cast the grease spell on him? Okay, we have a choice of wisdom, which I'm not very good at. Charisma, which I'm terrible at. And strength, advantage, remember your father, remember the pain, remember the anger. Would I have double advantage? This is wrong, Gorm. Shared his anger. I've got a feeling this is going to be one of those that the high one would go down, the low one would go up. I mean, we could just go for the arrest right now. I mean, I've got a +1 and advantage. Gives you the right to make a sacrifice. What happens after the spell goes off? Just hold on. There's still time to think about this. What's wrong with your arm? The elf didn't have to die then. Got a feeling number's going to go up, which would make our job harder. What happens if the spell goes off? Earth will return from the pillar. My corpse will lay before him, covered in the blood of the innocents, but put down in some heroic Earth God member. Can Earth just resurrect the dead people? The people just accept a massacre? All the people see their god return at the most frightening time, saving them from a mad and corrupted paladin. Earth will heal those hurt. The ones who slays me will be heralded as a true hero of the city. I will be a monster. No one will ever know the truth of the ritual. Just tell the people about it. Ruin your plan. No, brother. We'll not get that chance. He's thought, he has thought through all the minutiae quite well. Almost ashamed his masterstroke is inherently flawed. No, it didn't affect it. That... None of those are good. I'm going to try and understand him. We need a 6 or better on an advantage roll. Should come up. There we go. He's alone. Tired, weary from decades of fighting for his faded master. He's watched for 27 years how everything they built has fallen apart. Paladin wants to save his people by casting himself as the villain, by destroying innocent lives despite the pain it causes him. Is this what it means to be truly God? To go against everything natural and decent to help untold future generations? We understand him. It's not good, but what he thinks. Understanding him. helped. Want to kill 27 random people? No! Earthfolk only. The spell does not consider their personal belief as much as their folk type. Any humans living in Norfolk will do. Please do your best not to hurt anyone else. The goblin population, Tolstad especially, will have to be avoided. It does not shed the blood in vain. I don't think Earth wants his people to die either. Of course not. Earth taught me everything I know, brother. He was a father to me. If he were to see what I had planned, he would kill me on the spot. And if I joined you, what would he think of my choice? If you join me, your life would also be forfeit, brother. Even still, I pray you see exactly why it must be done. This is terrible. Oh yes, awful. Sounds reasonable, which is worst part. It's not changed anything. The elf didn't have to die. No. Always put the helmet back on. That's probably bad. She was another mistake. Oh no. Okay, no, that was just a glitch, maybe. He shakes his head in regret. I could not let her escape. Could have succeeded in taking the necklace from her. I could also simply have avoided the elves, gone my components elsewhere. If I had learned more, if I had lived better, I had been more virtuous, alas. And what do you think about the Ilum? Menda was a powerful queen, good in her way, not too unlike Earth from what I've heard from him. I believe there are lessons to be learned in the rise of her cult, post-fading. This is wrong. What has happened to your arm? Paladin clenches his claw-like tendril. His flesh is constantly burning. I reached into the sap of a boundary tree. It gave me a permanent hold onto the strings beyond. Not some power to wield, a terrible price to pay. Everglad merely opened the path for it. But this was the only way for me to truly gain the power fit to rival Jaw. Even if at the cost of my flesh and soul. Heretical! Fascinating. To think the simple paladin managed to soar so high. Oh, did that go up? Gave up his flesh. Okay, no, that's gone down again. You're not the only one who wants him back. What gives you the right to make such sacrifice on their behalf? No right, no law, no institution or sanctified right. This is my accursed choice, my evil imposed upon the world. This is wrong, Gorm. I'm well aware, nevertheless, I must be done. It usually works. Idiot. Clearly this fool has at least thought through his actions. He does not intend to live through this consequence of his actions. The coward. Still time to think about this through. No, brother. You might not realize it, but this place does not conform to the time frame of our existence. To me, since the explosion, it has only been a few hours at best. We do not have time. It must be done now. Interesting. Yes, time dilation based on the spatial placement on the coast is something many scholars focus on. You imagine its effects could be radically stronger here in this esoterical realm. You're losing time! You've been fixing network issues. Didn't get to see it. If you can, no, we didn't do the Sphinx's puzzle. We got a scroll from a snail, and we got the Lich to open the gate for us. Well, not gate, but project us into here. I think it's time to arrest him. Oh, I guess we could... Like, we're not getting that. Even with advantages and knocking a few points off. Like, it's never going to happen. Like, even if I, like, try and plead on his side... No, that didn't do anything. It's time to break out the handcuffs. He has a flame tongue. I've got a stick. Like, it kept popping Charm Person. But he's a souped-up paladin. What's the chances he has Counterspell? I mean, he's a paladin. He's got that charisma boost thing going on as well, right? So, but his wisdom might be in the toilet. I mean, look at him. It can't have been a wise decision to do all this. I think that the handcuffs are coming out. Lord Gorm looks at you, examining you, mere seconds turning into what feels like excruciating hours. An empty gaze. Complete silence broken by his next words. Do you know what happens when a god dies, brother? I was with him when he faded, just an old man wrecked with the flashes of memory and fear, yet in that last fleeting moment his mind was clear. He spoke to me. Earth spoke to me before his body began to turn itself into a searing hole. His head lifts in the memory, a flashing golden hue spreading across his bedchamber, collapsing into itself, leaving behind a faint layer of dust upon the sheets. Do you know what he told me? As he speaks, the paladin smiles. What did he say? He wipes a tear from his eyes. I see stars. Oh my god, it's full of stars. Wait, was he just like a big obelisk at the end of the bed there? Or was he the floating baby? He told me, I see stars. Look up at the gleaming sky. Was it a vision? Is that what all gods experience at the end? Being eaten by your divinity? Lord Gorm sees this as providence. Yes, I know it. For all my doubts, this I know. My God led me here, brother. There is pain in his voice. Lord Gorm puts on his helm. The glowing purple eyes, the flaming sword, he's gone full Lord Soth now. He has become the Death Knight. His eyes gleam. His healthy hand gripping the flame tongue. He knew it would end up this at these steps into eternity. Remember, my dexterity is in the toilet. I'm going last. I'm not going last. You'll be the first of 27. It is time. Oh, gods. Shit! Attack. Dexterity. Wisdom. Right, well, if we're going to do with anything, it's going to be casting grease. I said my only... You held out your hand and... Because, yeah, we never set up the inflict wounds. Oh! Oh, we should have. Like, this would have been the thing. Like, the one damage-dealing spell we had. You hold out her hand and say the words, fast as you can. You? A torrent of colourful grease appears around the paladin. In an instant, the heat from his sword creates a spark, and... Ignum Ascenda. The paladin barely reacts as he goes up in flame. Oh! No reaction, though. Oh. He must be reaching... reaching inside his armour. He's getting cooked. This pain is nothing, brother. Nothing! Gorm immediately swings the flying tongue. The blade is possibly hot fire arcing towards you. Ooh! The blade strikes your mail while searing the rest of you. This ends now! You will make it. Stand tall. This is not working. Damage intense. Your mind falters. Shit, shit, shit! You can't fight like this. If literally any of your weapons were useful, you must disarm Gorm. That is the only way. Difficult move, but it is true. I mean, we can make the dex.
Grease has distracted him.
Maybe we can get closer. Ooh. We need an 11 or better on an advantage. Use the good dice for this one. Let's see, let's see. I'm getting me purple dice out. The purple dice always wins, right? Where's my purple dice? Right. I'm rolling with advantage. This is going to foretell what our result is. That's a 12 and a 19. 19 on the purple dice. Fuck! It's a success, though. You reach forth and grab the flame tongue. Its incredible esoteric aura tingles at your touch, yet you get a grip instantly. Just another legendary magic item. Rip it from his grasp. You shake it out of the way, ripping the magical blade from his hand. As you do, the fire erupts from its surface, sending it spinning away from you. Lands 10 feet to your left. Ah! He groans, his eyes moving from the blade to you. Then the broken man raises his fists. We must solve everything this way. Stay silent. Focus on your posture. I mean, I'm not particularly strong. But fuck it. We're going to duke this out. Being out of reach of his weapon, Gorm instead slashes at you with his mangled, withered arm. Claws slash the air, mostly missing. But still scratching you. His body jolts back. Paladin grabs his monstrous arm. No! He mutters, clenching hard enough for his purple arm to go pale. I'm not a beast, I am a man. Pale Paladin winces as his mutated arm starts shaking. If you only join me, brother. If you join me, your death could have more purpose. Sure get talkative when your sword is on the ground. With your arms raised, you two knights of Earthguard glory stand before one another, ready to duel in the purest sense. You're ready to box. How are you alive? This is a rough man. Calculated jab. I mean, that's a 6 I need to roll. It's like one of the more difficult ones, but I'm a smart boy. And I got advantage. So a 31. I got a legendary roll. Your study, his movements, calculating the perfect moment. This is the Sherlock Holmes. It really is. There's a pattern in his defensive stance, exploited on his left. You know exactly where to place your brutish strike. It's even saying it. Midriff, lower, floating rib. Recovery, 6 weeks. Right after his attempt to block. Everything according to plan. You see his deflection before he enacts it. Then, with ease, your fist makes contact with the force and confidence that comes from a sure thing. He jerks back. The plate of his armor is buckled in. Gorm strikes at your body. First his mutated fist, then his glove. I should have had Barkskin on. Barkskin was our saving grace last time. The first hit you in the chest. Oh no, we're going down again. I can do this all day. Unnatural strength. I sparred with Earth himself, brother. You cannot ask my divine right and unholy left. He's so cool. You're gonna die. He's an idiot. Hold on. He's a paladin. Of course he is. That's a call right there. What's the one dumb stat of a paladin? Intelligence. You will not last. You're dizzy. Gorm stands before you, ready to strike again. Yet he doesn't. Instead, he opens up his corrupted hand, a dark esoteric aura humming in your ears. He's about to finish this. Get ready. Think. It is giving me a possibility of a save. I'm exhausted. Advantage against Earthfolk. You hit him in a fair fight. Now stand. Like, I don't think this is going to land. In Greece we trust. No! Immediately he slaps the spell out of your hand with a swipe of his corrupted hand. It fizzles. Bastard cast counterspell. Do not resist. Grabs your helm tight, now lifting you into the air. I go down again! Your pressure, the skull is buckling. His gloved hand, the paladin forms a mark in the air with 3 fingers. An arcane hex seal. Spectrum Doloris. He says the words in a whisper. It hits you like the skip of a heartbeat. No! What? You sit in the great halls of the palace, your stomach churning, every ounce of pride beaming through your confident smile. A leader, someone anyone would have love. A wave of folk bow down before you. Oh, yes. Yes, all of it. Arcanist. The people's faces. When they turn their faces to face you, there is a scorn, a frown, a hate. What? Hills of Verdun. There are fires rising. The walls of Norvik fail. Slaughter. What's happening? They look at you to save them. Why aren't you enough? You never really did try, did you? Oh. 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 Exhaustion increases. This isn't real. Yes. Still alive. Oh, 4 levels. Advantage. Like, do we get double advantage then? I'll take it. We break the illusion. You jolt, the contents of your mind snapping through the veil. Phantasmal killer? Can I have that spell later? Ah! Before you stands Lord Gorm. In eternal pools, he lowers his blade. He went and picked it back up! No! That's cheating. As if he was already won. You're still here, brother. He says, still grasping your entire helm and face. A mind able to withstand the phantasmal killer is one that made to last. Or one too stubborn to crack. Why would you? I did not expect you to survive that. I apologize for prolonging your suffering. Let us end this now. Paladin lets go of your head, his corrupted hand leaving sizzling mark upon the surface of the metal. Fall down. Your legs cannot hold any more. Wheezes and coughs. He holds his flaming sword towards you, your throat. I am truly sorry for not finishing you quicker. You put up a good fight, brother. This is the end. You must win. Step by frantic step, he approaches, feet splashing on the eternal pools, the water almost reaching up to his hips. Cleric! Stopping maybe 10 feet away, his sling out, his eyes focused. Not too bad. He Could have arrived earlier, but fine. Good enough. Okay, I need... Well, it's with advantage. We need a 8 or better. That's better. Your legs. They move. A goblin? Gorm readies his flame tongue. Not for you, but for him. He swings the blade in Snell's direction. A wave of fiery heat follows in its wake. Catch a glimpse of your companion dodging out of the way in the last second. You okay? He yells. Who is this guy? I do not wish to hurt you, goblin. Walk away. Snell, this is the guy. Him? It's Lord Gorm, the missing paladin. He wants to... What? He's planning to blow up the election. He did the tea shop. What? Snell, was it? You have nothing to do with this, the paladin snarls. Gorm lifts his blade once more, the shaking mutated arm causing him to shiver in pain. You do not have to die. Look above. Among the stars, there's a floating angel, is there? The beyond is vast and full of terrors, Lord Gorm. Descending with the speed of an armoured tank, you watch her fling a decapitated aberration off her long sword. To us, you are nothing. With her next swing, she comes at the paladin, who blocks her with a flaming metal. A tear! The clash once more as she dances around him. You do not understand, he roars, clenching his... We can bring him back! I understand well enough, Lord Gorm. Her many eyes spinning, eyes locked onto their target. Your thoughts are loud, your mind is dark. Come on! Gives you a confirming nod before firing another shot in the direction of the paladin's leg. Ugh. He let out a pained grunt, almost loses his balance. Analyze his corruption, understand how it's killing him. Right, I need to roll a 0. You watch, you observe the corruption on his arm, the way it spreads with every spell he casts. Everglad's gift is not power, it is transaction. Each burst of necrotic energy draws from the same well it fills. A paradox. An Ouroboros of flesh. His body's failing. If you simply break his concentration, that will be enough. Now do so. Gorm returns the tear's attacks with esoteric push, his mutated arm twisting and tearing under its own strength. He then thrusts whirl of fire drafted along his movement. Although she blocks it, her blade is as precise as shield. I never understood you, Angel. The dark storm brews within the fire. You have not interfered enough. You watch as necrotic power pulsates from within the corrupted palm into the blade and to the smite your angel companion. She tries to move, but the magic is already on her. She lets out a piercing shriek, radiant fire bursting out from the darkness. Light and darkness. Paladin is still standing. Cleric! You hear her calm voice as if she whispered right beside you. Defeat him. We got this! Tears spreads her wing and burns off the last of the necrotic energy, necrotic aura with her fire. That sound, the pools itself, react to her presence, a hostile reaction. Stand down, Gorm! She shoots a line of radiant fire towards the paladin. It hits him in the chest, causing him to roar in pain. Snell rushes in behind him. Yield! Yield, you asshole! Goblin goes for a running tackle on the hind legs. Gorm mutters something while going off balance. Pain is intense. As the paladin grips your wrist, holding you close, you catch a glimpse of his face underneath the metal. -9 DC. I just want a smile. Okay, so what have we got? We're exhausted, obviously. The grease fire cooked him. You started. Atir clashing with him, Snell hitting him, Atir fired a laser at him, Snell knocked his legs, advantage with Earthfolk, you analysed his corruption. Okay, so you're saying we got this. We still roll incredibly low, though. You aim your fist true. Your muscles aching. Your fist hitting the Norvik-made plate helmet of the Earthguard outfit. Yet, compared to everything you've been through, the iron is soft. Smash his helm into oblivion. You stand tall, watching your fist hit its target. And we get to keep his sword, right? His flesh now turning to fine dust. Brother! You hear his voice whispering from the bright powder breaking apart from his body. Take care of our city. With his body turned to dust and gets swept away towards the pillar of light. With that, Gorm is no more. Goblin leans on his knees, panting. Too close! Way too close! Lord Gorm put up a fight. Yeah! He killed me 4 times by the death saves! You did well to handle it by yourself, cleric. That was impressive. There's a man on the steps. Huh? Who's the old guy? The angel's halo stops spinning. Cleric, this man. Breathe? It's finished. You've chosen well. The old man puts his hands behind his back. Before you go, I would wish to have a few words with you, but no hurry. Time is still now. You do not lose anything by taking a short rest, I assure you. He smiles. You know who that is. This will be an interesting conversation. You're not done yet. Breathe. First, breathe. Okay, well, it did say I'm allowed to take... Also, apparently, it's gone dusk. Alright. Actually, it's... it's, 20 to 6 in the morning, apparently. Well, I am going to... Well, first we're looting the sword. 100%. Yoink. Plus 3 strength. Then we're going to have a little rest. Oh, actually, well, I'll get spell slots back, won't I? I'm going to cure wounds. And then have a little rest. He said it would be fine. I got 1 hit point back from the dice roll. And lost a level of exhaustion. I should get another first level slot as well, yeah. Alright, when speaking to a god, what is best equipment to have on? Let's... You know what? You know what? I'm going to eat a whole bunch of apples. Naked? Yeah, probably, actually. So many apples. All right. Well, technically, we can try and behold him again. Oh, go on then. Because we have stuff now. We have a +3 sword as well. Okay. +3 sword. What was our strong helmet? No, is Bucket stronger than that? Bucket is stronger than that. Ogre power. That's a constitution thing. That gives us strength 25. Okay, 2 more. That's giving us strength anyway, isn't it? Yeah, so 1 more. Sure. There you go. Behold. Right, I need... What was that? I got +6? Damn it, just shy of getting the deets on a god here. I mean, he's wise. He's mostly strong, though, okay. Right, well. We shall face him as... Actually, that is probably good for us. We have faced many being a smarty pants. Where's my stick? There's my stick. Timid man greets you with a lowered head. Hello. Were you watching? I was. Meet your gaze. This road has been terrible, all due to my negligence. Eyes filled with regret and confidence both. Huh, what's he talking like? Like he's one who... Who are you really, Nut? You know this guy? He wipes dust from his apron. I ran into him before. He's a cobbler. Right, cobbler. I'm sure there's a lot of shoe emergencies out here. Shakes his head. I am afraid there is no good way to put this, but I shall make it clear for you. I swear on it. Well, you better explain it quickly. Not sure any of us should stay in this spooky hellscape any longer than we have to. You're very correct, Snell, he says with a smile. This place is bad for a man, brings him to face both his heart and even fouler things. And he looks at it here. You seem to handle it just as well as expected. She looks at him in silence. Goblin looks back and forth between them. Okay, I'm getting freaked out now. I am not son of Tog. That is all I am here now. I was born in Jevik, amidst the early days of the First Coast War. Its chaos brought death upon my kinsman. Due to fate or some other cause, I was granted audience with a higher power. An audience which left me with a channel of strings. Communion with an outer god. Terms described by actual gods who invaded the coast. All I knew at the time was the inescapable risk of staying in those lands. Pushed to action by my brother Tol. Together we rallied as many longships as we could. Earth's brother and mythical explorer of Ascan. Our savior. We saved 50,404 people, approximately a quarter of the village. As we left in search of new land, those people began to look to me and my newfound divine strength for more than guidance. They gave me a name from the old world sagas, one steeped in bygone mythology. My lord. Look upon your god. They called me Earth. Hammer of Fate. That can't, the goblin mutters. How? I would like to ask, why are you here? He lowers his head once more. My existence is fleeting, stuck between material and beyond. The old man's weary expression tells you. Rise. I am not one to bow for. Are you truly him? Yes. You see, I died like any old man should, just a few decades later than usual. But here I linger on, guarding this gate. For whom? For what purpose? Who knows? The old man laughs. It's a bit silly, really. Tol would have loved to see it. This is insane. I don't disagree. That was my initial reaction to the first few years in this place. I assure you, I too have many questions. Your goblin companion clearly wants to ask something as well. He's waiting his turn. Ask what you wish. I know you have questions. Say that what you wish. This is your one chance. One opportunity to ask this legendary figure anything you want. What's he voting in the election? Make use of it. That's going to be one of the questions. Damn it! Why is there no election? Tell your brother, can you see Norvik from here? I actually have so many questions. You want to ask something, Tyr? No, we're gonna be your wingman for our partner here. You have something to ask? Oh, of course, it's a god. But there's no rush. You should ask about your Gorm first. I think of how to formulate the question I've got. Take your time. You wish to ask something, Tyr? No, but I have something to say. I understand. She grips the pommel of her sword. Speak your minds first. I will bide my time, as I have for many years. She's angry. I need to ask you about Lord Gorm. Takes a step forward. Imposing figure, Earth. He's just an old man, but despite that, you see, he's also strong as hells. Gorm. His eyes focus on the ground where he stood. A man of principle, of bright mind and whole heart. I loved him like a son. His face contorts into a deep frown. It broke my heart when I saw him descend in such a way. You couldn't stop him? Sadly, I could not reach out into your material in any way. Not to him, not to you. I cannot say where his mind was. I know his heart was placed exactly where I had taught it him. Selflessly. He would have given himself to any cause. Fortunately, he proved my teachings terribly wrong. His pain. Earth did not possess the ability to interact with Gorm in any way. Why couldn't you speak with him? He could not see nor hear me. I could not stop his channeled magic to my clerics, and I could not stop this channeled magic to my clerics and my paladin, no matter what. I cannot even destroy myself. For whatever reason, my soul here is muffled. I could not communicate with him or anything else on the material plane. His truth. Why would he lie? He's got nothing to lose here, exactly. Taught him to do this? In a way, yes. It's important to remember one simple fact. Nothing he did was evil. Everything he did for an ideal of good. Just like I taught him. Turns around and gestures towards the stairs. Cannot see his tears. Look how it ended, his bones hitting the pavement so furiously. I thought I knew everything at one point, as if I had somehow unlocked the truth of life itself. It was so simple. God turns back to you, his eyes tinged with red. Goodness alone will bring the world to evil. Well, words of an arcanist, I believe. He's quoting Prax, how conflicting. But Gorm spoke the truth. About what? My legacy. Norvik is under siege. There is a conspiracy of free striders. The magistrates are bought. The Aswell are undermined. The Golden Horde seeks to occupy the clan lands within a decade or two. The Mender's Cabal funnels riches to rebels in our lands. My will? The plan I created to keep the peace and to transition into democratic government was suppressed. It's easy to believe considering what's going on in the city. It's all true then. All of it. Your god gathers himself. This is all a calculated risk on my part. What do you mean? I knew this would happen, Ragnar. Or rather, I saw the odds in the strings. It was high, he said, as he clenched his fist. Something like 4 in 5. The problem, the odds changed while I was dying. That does not happen very often. An esoteric event, most likely. Suddenly I saw the new probable outcome. This web of conspiracy. The old man shakes his head and looks very, very tired. The magistrates hiding my succession acted as the initial spark. The rest is your history. What kind of event could have done this? I do not know. Might not matter. Perhaps it was a divine intervention. Perhaps it was a remnant spirit or prophecy. Something changed the odds of my choice. Sadly, I am not the one dealing with the consequences. Why didn't you push for democracy earlier then, you fool? The odds were against me. Forcing democracy at any earlier point had a very low success rate. Most outcomes would simply end in an oligarchy. That's what I'm aiming for. I'm rich. I'm going to be a God King Emperor, rich and powerful, controlling everything. Free striders are growing in the east. It would have sunk its claws into Norvik. The counterbalance to organize money is to organize people. I was hoping to set you all on that path. Populace was not ready, despite my effort in decentralizing and pushing for pseudo-democratic guilds. Best way was for democracy after my death, as my final will, till it wasn't. Did they actually target Lord Patriarch? Yes. A Tumurian wizard was equipped with an arcanist spell scroll. Very expensive endeavor, poor Aexum. He did not deserve such a fate. What else do you know? I could not see who or why. Magistrates kept whatever they planned under tight supervision. They all stuff lead in their walls. Their homes are impenetrable for me and any other scryer. Gorm's perspective is, however, most likely correct. They targeted Aexum to maintain their hold on power, to avoid the transference demand by my will. He had, just prior to the attack, been very adamant about enacting it properly. Could Gorm have pulled it off? I do not know. Do not believe he knew either. So how do you see the risk so clearly? I do not share that secret often during my days. Lord Gorm was one of the few I confided in with my struggle. A struggle? One placed upon all us gods, he says while making air quotes. You can see outcomes in strings. Not always, not clearly. Sometimes like they play in the mind. Sometimes an assured vision. But always they are odds. A choice. A chance. A dice roll. No, a risk. When I worked at my father's shop, I would have work on a shoe and see exactly how 9 times out of 10 it would ruin the leather. As I grew better, my skills improving, the odds would change. Soon I'd pick up a boot and see 2 in 5, 1 in 4, then 1 in 10. Sometimes I'd still fail, but seldom. Over time, that simply turned into ever greater visions, along with greater power. So you see the future, potential futures, along with the difficulty involved with reaching them. It's not divine providence, it's just probabilities. That's why you left your homeland? Yes. When I took my people to sea, we had a 50-50 chance of survival. When I saw Ascani, the odds went up. Every step of the way I made decisions aimed at increasing those odds for you. Point to the scarf. Meek. Among many. The citizens of Norvik. Yes. I realized with such power I could protect and serve more and more people. Yet at a certain point, it takes a moment. Where does my tribe begin, and who do I define as the other? I had to choose. My choice was the Earthfolk and the exiled dwarves, a united creed, bound by this great city we built. The old man looks at it here. Her blank expression does not change, yet her eyes no longer spin. They just focus on Earth. I focused on increasing the odds for that creed. To assure the security of Norvik and the ideals, no matter what.
No matter what, huh?
No matter what. For almost a century, that absolutism has been the source of immense life and pain. Absolutism? No. Fascism. Fascism, you mean? Maybe, he says, exasperated, maybe. It was all worth it. You must defend your tribe at all costs. It must have been difficult to choose between your people or violence. Difficult. More so in time, more so when the corpses began to pile up.
Glad you made the right choice, though,
Snell says and scoffs. Snell takes a step forward.
At least you had a choice.
The old man keeps his eyes on the goblin and places his hand behind his back. Not with anger or sadness. Earth wants to hear him out.
You're responsible for the genocide of my people.
Yes.
Yes? Just yes?
The god says nothing for a few seconds, then he nods. Every horrible thing you have heard, I did. He looks around the void, clenches his jaw and clicks his tongue a few times. Then he holds up a finger.
I have one question. I've thought about it for a while now. My whole life, really. I need to ask it.
I want to hear it. Goblin hesitates and starts.
Why didn't you just kill us all?
The old man furrows his brow.
No, really. Why leave us in this half-life? Because what is this? He says,
as he pulls his jacket.
This!
He slams his fist on his chest.
We're not human. We're not dwarves. We're not goblins. Take away our language, our traditions, our stories. Put us in these holes, expecting us to form into something suitable. But what is that? What do you want?
This outburst causes you a shiver. He's screaming at your god.
The bulls! You can see every outcome, or whatever. Why the fuck did you pick this one?
His words dripping with sarcasm and rage. Earth allows the goblin to end his speech, listening to this panting echo across the eternal waters. Then, without lowering his head or averting his gaze, he says, I was going to. I told myself every goblin in those red hills needed to die for the safety of man. That folk board was necessary. That without clearing these lands entirely of these hostile natives, there would be nothing but... Dwarven term meaning genocide, okay. Nothing but perpetual war. After establishing Norvik, when the trolls were scattered and the coast was ours, I'd left your people alone. I saw a guaranteed future filled with inevitable clashes between goblins and humans. Those clashes would lead to more animosity, more hatred, generation after generation seeking blood vengeance against an entire people. Was one of the clearest visions, radical fanaticism, goblin armies funded by hordes of elven treasure, years of warfare in Verdun. Trenches for miles, trenches, then more factions joining in over time. It would risk another coast war, simply due to the fact that humans were never meant to live there. We were never meant to take these lands. Yet we did, I did. I made that choice, because every other meant the death of my people. In exchange, I doomed yours. Snell stares at him, stone-faced.
Okay, so we're fundamentally incompatible, and you took our ancestral homeland. Great.
He rubs his eyes and takes a step away. Goblin wants to do this properly. I think it's proven that we are perfectly capable of living and working together. No, we're going to stick up for our buddy. It's either that, because obviously we've been working with him. Yeah, we're going to give him a bit of sass. I don't think you answered Snell's question.
No, he didn't.
Snell turns back around, glaring at your god.
Why am I alive? Why did you spare those 3 tribes, Earth?
Yes, I... murmurs. The answer to that is simple. I gambled. Your god looks up at the stars. The Battle of Morgrib, Western Verdun, on the 6th year of the campaign. The leader of the Kriegthon is brought before me in chains. He demands a duel to the death. His name is Cran. To restore his strength for the fair fight, I invite him to eat with me. Goblin speaks Dwarven, Demonian, even some Elvish. Over dinner, he explains exactly to me how they were superior in every way, and that the only reason we won was due to our luck. We had a god. Theirs died long ago. I agreed with him. Then we discussed my options. Cran told me I was wise for killing them all. If I did not, he said, they would eventually re-emerge and destroy mankind, once I faded like Tokig did. That each of his sons dreamt of spilling human blood. Snell's eyes narrow as Earth speaks. So I asked him, what of his daughters? Did they dream of war and slaughter, revenge? Cran told me, no. Then he laughed at me and wondered aloud what a boring and peaceful life that would be. I spent a night explaining my visions to him. He in turn told me the stories of Tokig the Gambler. For hours we talked, exchanging ideas, and I proved well enough to know how I knew it all. As the sun rose, I saw in that conversation something magical. The odds had changed. Not by much, not so significantly that it changed my belief, but enough for me to take another choice. A gamble. I gambled on a path where humans and goblins could live together in peace. His eyes are on the ground. We signed a treaty the next day. Forced assimilation of the 3 tribes was carried out. Cran served me well for 12 years, overseeing the migration to Norvik. This was the only plan of action I could see, with a success rate of above 50-50.
Success?
Yes.
He scowls. A successful genocide, yeah. What's your definition of a success here?
The same as always. The least amount of death over time. As far as I could see. This has been hard on the voice today. But not for my people alone. Not this time. For both our people. He lets out a conflicted groan.
Well, you shouldn't have come here in the first place, then.
Perhaps so. His eyes speak of sorrow. If the Arcanist had not cursed our homeland, we would not have gone west in the first place. Would you have done the same? My people must come first. Should have gambled earlier. Snell's voice can't be helping. No, really can't. Yes, that would have been brave of me. If I was older and wiser, I would not have been so slow to act. You ask me what you are, Snell. Let me tell you. He walks forward towards the goblin, your goblin companion. You are something entirely new. Goblin's expression goes from angry to despondent as he stares at the dead god's approach. You can never be goblin. You can never be human. You're in this mess because of me and my evil actions. The old man throws up his hands into the air, reaching for the stars. So hate me. Curse me. Then go be a leader for your people. Lowers his arms and gives him a determined frown. They need you, Snell. For the new era and beyond. Make something that hasn't been seen before. Something new. Something better. Apprehensive and confused, the goblin turns away.
I don't exactly have a choice here.
There's always a choice, Earth says, while locking eyes with you. Some paths are just riskier than others. Goblin clicks his tongue and glances at the god and mutters,
Something new?
You hear anger and fear in his voice. A divine calling. You have a god tell you to push for leadership? A holy message? Tokid would likely tell you to take the gamble. If you ever meet him, be sure to ask. The old god laughs. Goblin looks on, with a complicated expression on his face.
I'll think about it,
Earth. A difficult exchange. Goblins should never forgive. Are you saying we should let go of the past? What do you want from the goblins going forward? I'm just going to turn to Snell.
You really?
He stops himself from speaking at first.
You really fucked up that assimilation.
I know. If there's one thing I will apologize for, it's that. I'm sorry. I was always terrible at statecraft. Snell shows the same face he's shown you so many times since you met him in that underground garden.
To be ruled by evil or incompetence.
Sometimes a mixture of both, I'm afraid. Someone who could see the future, that's saying a lot. Your god laughs. Too many small decisions with such indecipherable small impacts upon the odds. Certain scales no autocrat, even divinely inspired leader, is able to keep up. We will see what string you two will walk on. But if it's any comfort around this incompetent governance, I can assure you, Snell, gives the goblin a meager glance. Lady Sageleaf is the one who truly changed the odds. Snell meets his eyes. Never expected it from someone like her. Alas, there are many things I did not see coming. If anything, your instincts are clearly a dowsing rod of their own. A dragon. Now, he looks up at the floating angel behind her. A sea of stars, a tear.
Earth?
She grips her sword as if ready to pull it at a moment, many eyes spinning faster. Her voice cuts off, leaving silence in the void. She cannot find the words. His greatness overwhelms her. I do not want your service, Atir. I've told you this before. A rejection, no? He wants better for her. An oath will not bind you to the earth. Nothing can. Nothing. She lifts her chin, her arms in salutation. You have done so much for me, but there is something far more.
I am lost.
Intense telepathic words echo in your minds. You see Earth almost jolt, his head held high to meet the floating porcelain spectre before him.
I am lost upon this world. No honourable power, no avatar of goodness, no greatness of the choir. These remnants are children, playing at running the coast, no different than arcanists, human and celestial alike. Even the ancients had gone mad or faded. And you showed me there was a better way, you fool.
Your god shows nothing but empathy on his expression as she spits the insult into his mind.
You absolute buffoon! You crutchy simictelniku!
I'm never going to handle Celestial, am I? He smiles. I deserve that, I'll admit. I did not expect to fade so soon. I should have prepared more. But don't think for a second I haven't seen you. You dive into Earthgod's work. To fill the void in your heart. A deep sadness falls upon his face. My dear girl. Look at the angel companion, then back. He holds out his hands. Need to get involved in politics. Koa? You catch a glimpse of Snell, his expression sharing exactly your own, disorientated at watching these two bicker. This nihilism, it's not what you need. You're an era-spanning warrior, lady of Norvik, an angel beyond the grasps of the Horde. I am truly sorry my pride and ego got better of me, so that I did not accept my mortality until way too late. If I had, I would have told you this before I passed. Make a choice. His voice is carried across the eternal flats. Why are we suddenly speaking Polish? I mean, so I guess the W is a V sound. Curva? So we're establishing Celestial is Polish. There was a hint of Swedish in something earlier. Was that Goblin? Was the Goblin Swedish? There's definitely been hints of stuff. There was some Latin earlier as well. I think the Latin was the Snail folks' language, because it came from the spell scroll as Visken was casting the astral projection spell. I'm sure there was like Latin in that. The angel floats closer, eyes glaring at him. There is no good choice. Endless hesitation is the worst choice of them all, Atir. You've selected it for years. Every morning, every night. She lands upon the ground, her feet hitting the esoteric's ground. Sometimes all presented choices are bad. In those cases, you might as well pick the most ambitious road. Aim at the highest mountain and see where it takes you. Her eyes slow down to a crawl, focusing on the god. Am I wrong? With Atir now standing, you see the two of them are nearly equal in height. No, Earth. He lets out a sigh. You are, in your simple way, correct once again. I aim to end this contract with the city and Darrow post-election. Good, good. Takes a deep breath and taps her on her shoulder plate. I know how stupid it is for a youngling like myself to say this, but I am proud of you, Atir. I am sorry for my weakness. No, Earth. She gently places a hand on his shoulder as well. Your weakness is what made you special. One last time. Atir lifts from the ground once more. She knows all too well how these things go. Earth looks upon you with eyes that remind you of your father. Aged wisdom soaked in blood. I'd like to have a few more words with you, Ragnar, before you return. He steps forward until you realize your god is near towering above you. I'm afraid we will never speak again, my son. Yes, this is all forced by your Aswell and divine might. So this conversation is truly simply an esoteric happenstance? Once time runs out, this will not align again. An esoteric event. It was. Caused by me, but not something that I will ever be able to make happen again. This conversation, Ragnar, he says, places a warm hand upon your shoulder. The only time you will ever feel his warmth. The last time you'll ever will. Was worth everything. We're looking out for our buddy Snell. Snell looks on, his arms crossed, still conflicted. Then to Atir. Thank you for allowing me to join you, cleric. I'm not a cleric, I'm a wizard! Yes, although wizard might be more appropriate. Correct statement, despite the theological nature. See, even my brain and the god knows better than I am. You've certainly been mingling with the primordial forces a lot. If you want to be a druid, you certainly can have my blessing. And the flame tongue, keep it. It served me well many years. Gorm would have wanted you to have it. Despite everything, he was a good man. Good man? Words cause you unease. Alignment is as subjective as jaw. Nothing but intent. Man will see it all burn before he accepts utilitarian evil in his heart. The world will burn by the intentions of good men. The god listens to the words with care. Is that from a book? Nope, that's a Ragnar original. He lets out a short laugh. Well, I can assure you that evil men do a fair bit of burning as well. So in the end, maybe we should just aim for a world with less tinder and oil. But grease has been my go-to spell! He takes his hand off your shoulder and takes a breath. He's about to send you home. Ask. This is your chance. Your one last chance. Can you see the future? What will you have me do, my lord? Not sure what to think about all of this. No, we need to ask him who he's voting for in the election. No. I might be written somewhere, but I cannot see it. The coming era is yours. He looks to Snell. Then to Ritir. I believe in all of you. We're going to reject our god and become our own god, wizard, emperor thing. I know, it's good. I am but a channel for greater things. At this point, you will carry skepticism in your heart in the face of gods and the ideologues. That will serve you well, I believe. He scratches his beard. I will tell you one thing, though. Do you remember your prayer, Ragnar? The one you always repeated to me at the end of the hardest days? My prayer? Yes, the one. Oh, the prayer. You repeated it so many times it was a cry, a pleading. The end of the night at the library, after hours working at the kiosk, when your body was broken past days of Earthguard training, in bed at night. He listens! Not from all, but it's mostly noise, as you can imagine. Interesting. As a channel for a greater power, he must have picked up all of it. Yours, however, it was such a simple prayer that it struck with me. Earth holds up a finger. One thing you asked for of me, all throughout your life. It never changed, not once. Your goblin companion follows this conversation intently, yet he says nothing. Right. That. He smiles. Was the prayer for a bigger penis? Is that it? Like, so simple. Do not promise many things lightly, but I can promise you this, my son. There is a string to follow, one where your prayer is answered, I swear to you. Your father is proud of you, for the man you have become, for the man you will be. We're just going to keep it together. Papa was proud of me. Okay. Earth leans in and says softly, you're not alone. Then he takes a step back, his eyes shimmering in a faint glow. He looks down into the water. 'Tis time. The election has begun. What? Right now? Right now. Funny timing, isn't it?
Wait. Now? As in now? It's already... Shit! I've got so much work to do.
Your god holds up a hand. No worries, Snell. I believe Miska has covered it all. She'll be glad to see you back there alive, trust me.
Oh, yeah, good.
He's flustered. Darrow looks quite mad, however, he says to Etir. Good, I'm looking forward to it. Of course you are. What will happen to you now? Oh, I'll get a good rest. That's most of what I've done here, these 27 years. I'd wager the rest of my strange existence here will be just the same. Well, I guess we're ready then. God holds out a hand. From it, a white drop falls. It hits the esoteric waters below. Whoa! Goodbye, Nut. Hold on, one more thing. My lord, before we go. Yes, my son? What should I vote for in the election? You catch him by surprise with such a question, though in the light you see a smile appear on his face. He laughs. Your god lets out a loud and boisterous laugh among the radiant power of his divinity. Vote for yourself, why don't you? Start up a new career. Perfect! We are going to become the God King Wizard Emperor. If we can get out of the light, that is. Hello? Hello? Alright, the shop's open over there. There's a few people hanging out at the pub. The Snell is hanging out on top of the tea shop. Seagull's over here. Griffin down here. Oh, Crade's down here as well. The city roars around you. Flocking the streets, hundreds seek their designated polling place. And you lie in the central street of Tolstad. Having successfully made it to election day. Gasp for air. And over you... Ah, shit! The first thing you see is Snell getting up from the pavement beside you. He looks pale and queasy. Why didn't you tell me that this Portland business would come with nausea? We're just going to stay on the ground and groan for a bit. I did get the shit kicked out of me. Snell joins you in your choir. You should be happy you all survived. Although I would grant you sympathy for your conditions. Looking to your other side, a tear rises from the ground once more. She is undisturbed by the plane shifting. I should also mention I am glad you are alive, both of you. Thanks, Atir. Feel sick on the ground like a worm with a fever. Yeah, the goblin says, raising a hand. A thank you would from me as well. Tyr's many eyes look around. It appears we have not been too conspicuous in our arrival. We must have appeared without fanfare. Good. Bit anticlimactic, but convenient. Good way to describe it. She ascends and tells you both. Darrow is waiting. Come, speak when the time has come. The angel floats away up the hill. Things feel less tense with her gone. Snell stretches a bit and then takes a glance around the crowds. Old man was right. Election sure has started. I'm not the math guy. I'm the esoteric guy. Could have been worse. It could have dropped us off in Kargamesh. We're going to keep groaning on the ground here. Right. I keep forgetting. He mutters and looks like he's about to throw up as well. I wonder what happened if we stayed there any longer. Like a month. Would it come back years later? Who knows now? Doesn't matter. Anyhow, we're back and safe now. No, probably would have got all wacky and sent us back 5 minutes after we left. Just to fuck with us. Yeah, just to fuck with us. Goblin takes a sight of the election day. He breathes the air, his shoulders drop. Everything is fine, nothing is wrong anymore. You live to see another life. A relieved smile on his face. Right, game plan. It's not too late in the day, so there's no rushing to the voting. They won't close the polls until 9 o'clock. First of all, we need to report this to Lady Sageleaf. Then, I'm assuming you'll need to chat with Darrow too. Is everyone here? Everyone? I mean, most of Tolstad. There's like a dozen different polling places set up around the city. This is just one of them. Is Sageleaf still underground? In the garden, most likely. Though, if my ears don't deceive me, she's nearly playing something... Nearly's playing something on the field Should go and look. Should report to her first of all, in my humble opinion. Don't want to keep her waiting. He's going to be up in his house. No clue. Probably out here somewhere. Who else? That's up to you, cleric. There's no stress. Once you've got this important stuff out of the way, you've got all day. It's only like 10, 20-ish. Alright. Well, let's go.